I haven't made a video in over a month, and I'm back. And today I'm talking about, first of all, I'm good. I'm chilling. But I think I've been just getting so angry because, like, you get to this point, right, where, like, and I talk about this with my friend all the time, like, you get to this point in your life where, like, you're cool with what you're doing, but in the grand scheme of things, like, like, you're not making a change. And I want to make a change, obviously. Like, what person doesn't want to make a change? And then, like, you get told, you just kind of got to deal with it. And I just feel like I was seeing it because, obviously I'm being a teacher or whatever. And it's so funny. I had a student who was like, how are you a teacher? They were like, I just don't understand how you're a teacher. Like, because it basically came out where, like, it was like the end of the year. And he basically knew, like, something was, because I was asking questions. Like, I was basically asking questions to see which students were, who had the goose and which ones didn't. And basically everyone did except this one kid, because I asked the class a question, like, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, man, I just feel like I used to be able to be so creative, and I had an imaginary friend, and da-da-da. And everybody started making fun of him. And I was like, see, he's not. And I know what he was trying to say, but he wasn't good at explaining himself because he's in freaking 10th grade, and you know how everybody's a vulture in that grade. And I was like, dang, like, don't get me wrong. I am making an impact in a sense of, like, I feel like I belittle my own. I feel like that's a life thing. You always will belittle. But I think that's a good thing, though. I think, I'm going to say something crazy here. I think a man is supposed to hate his life. That sounds insane. And let me just give some clarity. I think a man always wants more and more and more, and it's like insatiable. And I feel like if you don't, you're neutering yourself. I feel like everything always makes sense. Like the Ouroboros you see, right? The snake eating itself, life always eating itself. Like, there's no way you can get the plants and stuff, are real. So no matter what, if you're vegan, you're killing something anyway. It's like, no matter what, in this life, you're killing something. And I feel like it's the same thing internally. Like, okay, you can get enlightened as you want. I don't desire for nothing. Well, now you're neutered, and now you're just sitting there like this the rest of your life. Just blank, nothing. But a real life is living it to its fullest. And if living it to its fullest is what you want, you're going to always belittle whatever you're doing. You could be like, man, I'm the best at the world in this. And it's not enough. I got to do more. And then you're never happy with it. I'm not saying you hate your life, but you're always going to have this sense of, like, bitterness. Like, what do I need to be doing? And the reason I say that is because, I'm in these crossroads, right? Trying to get a teaching job. And I'm like, I made a crazy impact in the amount of time. And it's even funny. One of the students was like, you've only been here for like a month, and you have every single student in the building, like, loving you and wanting to be around you. And, like, even in that moment, I'm just like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even, like, I'm mentally fucked up in that regard of, like, I can't even take that as, like, a compliment and, being like, yeah, I did good. It's just like, all right, I got to keep going. Like, and I feel like, and then I'm like weighing other options. What if I was in this field? Even if I don't want to be in those fields, I don't know. It's just like the conundrum of man, I guess. You just want to be doing. I don't know. I hope somebody can relate to that. I feel like the hatred of something fuels you. That makes sense. That sounds very bitter, but, like, it's not. Like, I do love living, and I love life, and I love doing things. But it's like, if you don't have this voice telling you, like, more, or maybe that's, like, fucked up. Maybe I shouldn't. But I feel like I see other people have it too. I know a lot of people who have that voice. It's like constantly. Not greed. Let me get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Not greed. That's two different things. I'm not talking about money. None of the things I'm talking about are money related. I'm talking about, like, enjoyment from these things. Success is, everyone's different. Some people's success is money. Mine is, if I'm traveling the world, making connections, making an impact everywhere I went, I'm fucking successful, even if I was broke doing it. I'd be like, man, I traveled the whole world doing XXX. But it's like, when you're just like, when I'm like looking at it, I'm teaching, I'm in a room, I'm in a trap building, like, I don't know, I just feel like, what impact am I making? And I get I'm making an impact on the students who want to be impacted on pause. But anyway, so today's video, I wanted to get my rant out, you know, let you guys know how I've been. I am good, but, you know, sometimes you have those thoughts of like, you know, when you become a teacher, it's like this stationary career, and I want to constantly be doing stuff. So all I can say is hopefully I just keep it up, you know what I mean? Hopefully I just don't give in and I just keep doing more and don't use this as an excuse, you know? So another thing is I want to talk about is creativity in movies, TV. I talk about it all the time. I've said it before. A YouTuber named Quantum of Conscious has talked about it before. But, you know, I've seen it firsthand now that I've been in high school, and they love AI music. They love, you know, all these crappy reboot movies. And the whole point of all that is to limit creativity. Like, so one of the students I told you was talking about school limits creativity. Well, guess what? Liking all these reboots, these trash reboots, have you guys not noticed that they're just remaking all the early 2000s music and 90s music is coming back with just a new artist on top of it? Just remaking old music. They didn't even finish the 2020s, and they said, we have nothing else. And then another reason what spurred this video is because I saw, so Elementals came out, Flash flopped, Elementals flopped, and Pixar was like, in this era, this is what they said, Pixar, this goes into the egregore, this goes into everything. He said, Pixar director or whatever, lead said, in this new age or era, people want to just feel safe, aka like something they've seen before. Because people were clowning like Elementals is just, you know, cars. Oh, what if water could talk? What if fire could talk? What if cars could talk? And he was saying, well, in this era, everyone wants to feel safe, comfortable, something they know. I want to break that down. That's not a coincidence. So, 90s when everybody felt safe. So, or early 2000s, everybody felt, early 2000s, I'm mentioning, we're saying feeling safe, right? Well, I guess 2001 happened, so never mind. But, you know what I mean? Like, generally, the population felt better. There wasn't wars. I mean, well, there was wars, but, you know, pandemic, all this nonsense is happening right now. But what I'm saying is, talking about I want to feel safe. So is that not go hand in hand with let's rehash 90s music, early 2000s music? Reboot all those movies from those time periods. Because we need to make everybody feel safe. Think about how insane that statement is. The same people who are making you feel unsafe are telling you they want to help make you feel safe. Think about that. The same people that are causing the pandemic, the wars, all the uncertainty in the world, are then reselling you safeness, I guess, and or reselling it to you in hopes that you'll buy back into society. Sorry, excuse me. It's an evil world we live in. So then I think by that metric, if we're in 2023, by 2030s, we're going to be selling the 70s. Maybe 2040s, we're selling the 60s again. We're going to be doing them again. You know, I saw that reel where it was like a bar has like a Mario Kart bar, and like a band plays the music to Mario Kart for like the people. And somebody was like, isn't this how movies got started? They used to just play the soundtrack like live. See, they're already priming you. So when we go back to the 60s and you don't even realize, how did we get back to the 60s? Well, you wanted the 60s. Didn't you say you want to feel safe? Speaking of unemployment, because I'm unemployed, just like thinking about how like Joe Biden apparently has like the lowest unemployment rate, when if I live in the real world, everyone's unemployed, no one's making money. But I think it's just, if you even apply to a job, they'll say you're employed or seeking employment, which will then go to the stats. That's about it. That's all I got for you. Just saying, like, dude, creativity is, it's gone, man. The kids are already loving AI. They're gonna say AI is saving us. People, and then, another trick, what people aren't talking about? I think somebody told me, like, AI is gonna make people think they're creative by using AI. That's how backwards it's gonna get fucked up. People, and then it's gonna get to a point where they're not gonna know what came first. AI and creativity, or like human creativity. They're gonna be like, it was always one. It was always one. I couldn't get anywhere without my AI 2000, you know what I mean? Fucking pal. What is that? Wasn't that a Disney movie too? Where it was like all the high schoolers had like the robot pal. They be telling you. But the thing is, they tell you in a way that's not necessary. It looks so far out. They don't tell you, last thing, they don't tell you what the steps of what the things look like. So when I tweet all this stuff, and when I make these videos, people are like, oh, Brandon, like, I mean, they think they can see it, but they can't see it because it doesn't look like it's possible. Like, how are they going to sabotage all this stuff? Well, you just make everything terrible. You make all the music terrible. You make all the everything terrible. And then people will be begging for something good. Even if it's not even that good, they'll be begging for it. All right. I'm done. I haven't put out a video in a minute. Love y'all. Be safe.